Hello, and welcome to FlameFlash.net, episode 66. We'll get started with the Raptor report right off the bat. If you're unfamiliar, Raptor.com, RAPTR.com, and you can find me over there as, well, FlameFlash. It's a great place to go to catalog your game time, and as I was mentioning to Red Flare, my wife, over the weekend, it's a great way to know where the heck your time goes. I'm a gamer dad. When I'm not taking care of the household duties or updating one of the blogs or at work, sometimes I get a chance to game. And this is a great way for me to see where that game time goes. Little Big Planet, for instance, shows up on the Raptor report. Got a few more trophies. Messed around with there. Personally messed around in the game, so it wasn't just the kids this last week. Very short amount of time, but still got some trophies. Still enjoyed it. It's a heck of a lot better than the first one. And if you're PlayStation Plus, you get it for free right now, I think still. Terraria shows up on the Raptor report. The kids dove into this one. I haven't touched it in a little while at this point. Sims 3 appears. Sims 3 I did stop to enjoy. Pets really adds a whole new dynamic. I played a family with pets this last time, and it's really nice not to have to enter a cheat or use a mod to control the pets as though they were Sims. They're smarter. They're going to do things fewer things you don't want them to do without micromanaging, but you can also micromanage them to a smaller degree. I like that. Dungeon Defender shows up. Totally blame the oldest son on this one. That's all I can do. I hear there's a new hero class, the Jester, and for free. I just haven't had a chance to try out the Jester yet. SimCity 4 Deluxe shows up. This was a rocky start to get actually running on my computer. This is a older Windows 7 8, but it's still a Windows 7 8. Asus, or Asus. How do you pronounce that? A-S-U-S? It's a slightly older model, but it still runs wonderfully. And it had a little trouble figuring out what in the world to do with SimCity 4, given how old it is. Figured it out, got it running, and played a lot of Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers. 2012. So this is the physical cards. Over the weekend, there went my Sunday. I organized all my cards, sorted out what leaves standard mode in October. And then last night, went and enjoyed a casual Magic night on a Tuesday night over at the local game shop. They actually just recently opened. They are pure hobbyists. They are in it for celebrating the hobby. So it's been really nice to go and support this store as opposed to the one that's in the local mall that hides their gamers in the back room and just aren't very pleasant people at the front desk. You feel like you inconvenience them at the mall store. While this new store, you're a welcome fellow geek every time. It's pretty cool. And then World of Warcraft. Tolbrad, Baradin Hold, I am now exalted with. They just need to now get, well, let's see here. The Dwarves, the Wildhammers, Therazine, and the Oldham guys. 3 more factions left to go for Exalted. I'm 4 days away from Therazine, as long as I can go and do all of their dailies. And then quite a few dungeon runs left for Earthen Ring. Oh, I forgot them. Earthen Ring, the Oldham group. Can't pronounce them. Pfft, come on. I'm a Midwesterner, and I can barely pronounce some things in English. But getting nice and close. I'm happy that my one Cataclysm goal, which is make sure to leave with all of the Cataclysm factions at Exalted, is going to probably pan out, unless something weird happens. But to that end, World of Warcraft was the most played game this last week. Oldest son has begun joining myself and Red Flare in Tolbarad doing the dailies, because the Fox kit is going to be coming in patch 5.0.4, most likely. The Fox kit is that darn fox pet that is so hard to get, really low drop rate off of the very low population of foxes. Red Flare's laughing at me and she's not helping me out. Foxes. Ha! I was right the first time. 200 tokens. Wow. Lots of tokens. But again, this is something you can go back to during Mists, because the level cap, or the daily cap's going to be lifted. So go do your Mists factions and then come back and do those. It's one reason why I feel I need to run all of the heroics in Kata, or at least run heroics until I get the Kata factions up, because there are 2 or 3 factions that you can only easily level with the Tabard. They just don't have dailies. Or if they do, it's 1 or 2. Whoop-de-doo. You're never going to get there. Speaking of Mists, speaking of 5.0.4, 5.0.4 hits August 28th. So hang on to those talent points. They're going the way of the dodo. So pretty soon, much to Red Flare's chagrin, change comes again to the world of Warcraft. There is going to be a Theramore event. So if you want pictures of Theramore, now's your time. Because in 13 days, Theramore is no longer going to be what it was. It changed as of Cataclysm. It changed subtly as of Cataclysm. A new road led out of Theramore. But now it's going to change much heavier forever. This is in preparation of the Tides of War book, which I believe also comes August 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a pretty cool coincidence that they were able to pull this off. Yeah, Tides of War, August 28th. That's really awesome that Blizzard's doing that. So, 5.0.4. Go in, try all your ults. I know I'm going to. Figure out what the heck you're going to do with this new talent system. And enjoy. I think once you get used to it, this talent system is going to be superior to the old one. Fewer points to toss around. Red Flare's glaring at me angrily. But fewer points. Fewer points to deal with. Fewer, am I making a mistake by going this way instead of that way? It's going to be easier. It's going to be better. And you get tree form back. Okay, I finally got a smile. Finally. There we go, a bigger one. Alright. Well, awesome. Awesome job, Blizzard, on that timing. Bet they had that plan from the start, which is why the release date of the book got pushed from July to August. Or June to August. Now, we do have a bit of bad news. Blizzard got hacked. They ran off with our password encrypted, probably our email addresses, our mobile authenticators, if you use a mobile authenticator, we don't here, and your secret questions. So it's highly recommended to go to battle.net. Go to battle.net, by the way, people. Whenever you get an email claiming it's from Blizzard, go to battle.net yourself. Check your account that way. Don't follow any links on the emails. Just don't. No. Bad. No cookie for you. Blizzard got hacked. Go forth. Change your password. Change your security question. And you'll be set. You'll be safe. And you won't be sorry. Last bit of news. The launcher is downloading. The Pandaria 5.0.4 patch, which hits August 28th, as I mentioned. So, you have plenty of time to download it, for those of you with slow connections. I believe my household now has it downloaded on the 3 computers. We'll wait and see. Gamescon. Oh, before we start Gamescon, D3 has announced a starter edition. So this is similar to the World of Warcraft start with a free game mode that lets you play up to level 20, any of the classes that are available as of Burning Crusade, that is, and lets you play up to the beta point, so the Skeleton King, and stop. Level 13 is the cap. Go up to the Skeleton King and play up to there. No real money auction house for you, of course. But awesome. No excuse now not to try Diablo 3. It's a great game. I'd like more time to go back and play it. If before Mists comes out I accomplish all of my WoW goals, I definitely plan to go back. If not, well, Diablo 3 is going to be sitting there a while waiting for me, because I am that thrilled about Mists. Speaking of other things I'm thrilled about, Gamescom had a lot of announcements for PlayStation. Some neat stuff regarding PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. The sad news is it's getting delayed. The good news is cross-buy. Now, what do I mean when I say cross-buy? This is making the Vita actually worth it. They've been advertising, oh yeah, transferring. You can buy the game on Vita, or buy it on the PS3, or do both, and then you can trade your saves back and forth. Well, Sony's offering to support. Red Flare's getting the baby, don't worry. Now they're going to do it so that if you buy it for the PS3, you get it on the Vita for free. Just let that sink in. That means your Vita is really an extension of your PS3. Not just in name only. It honestly is. Now if they would only reduce the price of those darn memory cards. It's a really tempting purchase. Still have mixed feelings about Battle Royale. By the way, it looks like Super Smash Bros. Brawl from all of the screenshots and whatnot. So, we'll have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. There is a YouTube app now available for the PS3. So you can grab... The really neat thing about this one is pair your PS3 with your smartphone, with your iPad, with your Android, with your iPhone. Pair it. So you can be surfing YouTube on your phone, on your tablet, and toss the image onto your screen. Control the image on your screen from your device. Now, I believe Microsoft has been hinting at this ability with Microsoft Glass or Surface or whatever it's called. Surface is their tablet, but whatever the 360 use your tablet to control your device feature is, Sony's beat you to it. It's only for the YouTube app so far, but it's awesome. That's just an awesome concept. Oh, and by the way, Sony also has that Vita handheld that can also act as a controller for your PS3. The last awesome piece, the Vita is finally going to be getting your PS1 classics. So there's really not a reason to hold on to that PSP anymore. Except if you have a bunch of UMD discs, which we do not. Because the kids somehow managed to lose My Little Big Planet. And I'm not bitter about that at all, am I? Nope, not at all. Alright. We're going to move on to real-life news, not just the gaming realm, for a couple of pieces. Small blips. One, Progressive is getting battered on Twitter right now because of supposedly defending somebody's killer. It was a car accident. The fellow's sister had Progressive insurance. The fellow that hit and killed this fellow's sister was underinsured. The sister had Progressive's underinsured insurance. So if somebody hits her that's underinsured, she gets a payout. The state they're in doesn't allow them to directly sue the insurance company for a payout, and so instead had to sue the driver, which they had no ill will toward. It sounds like it was really an accident. So they had to prove in court that he was negligent, and all the while, sitting next to him was a lawyer from Progressive, speaking on the defendant's behalf, talking to the jury, cross-examining witnesses. There he was. You'd think Progressive would save money by not hiring a lawyer for the guy you're suing and just paying out. I don't know, maybe it's a pride thing. Progressive says we did everything appropriately. We did not support the lawyer, but I'd like to see the court records, please. I'm going to play devil's advocate now. We have a blog post from Tumblr and tweets. I'd like to see the court record. Clearly it's getting late because I'm running out of words. But I'd like to see the court record. The official court record. Did this lawyer at any time indicate he was working for Progressive? Now, full disclosure, I have Progressive insurance. I am a customer. I am not a stockholder. I am a customer. This worries me as a customer. But I want the full story. You know, just trying not to go off the rails about it without having perfect information. Then I'll go happily light my torch and sharpen my pitchfork. Last but not least, because you can't help but poke at the TSA when the opportunity presents itself. The European Union is banning X-ray scanners. Why? For health and safety reasons. Now, I've already mentioned before how you can clearly watch the history of the regulations in the United States against these X-ray full-body scanners until they were slowly, ever so slowly, deemed safe. So the standards of safety dwindled away until they were finally safe. Legislation had to chip with a pixelated Minecraft hammer or pickaxe at this regulation until the body scanners were finally safe to use. You have to wonder how much money got sunk into re-election campaigns for this to happen. Just have to wonder, especially in an election year. Optimus Prime for president. But if the EU is banning them, why isn't the United States? Why? Personally, if I'm ever flying again, those TSA agents are going to have to buy me dinner afterwards. I'm just not going to use the full body X-ray scanner. Thank you very much. And I'm certainly not sending the kids on an airplane anytime soon, that's for sure. With that creepy, unsaid scariness, I'll let you go. I'm Flameflash, by the way, on Twitter. Podcast at flameflash.net. Send in those comments. Send in those angry letters. Send in those trolls. Bring on the trolls. Raptor.com. RAPTR.com. There you can find every single one of my online profiles. You know, the Xbox 360 handle, the PlayStation Network handle. Oh, look, there's Flameflash in them. I wonder where that came from. But Twitter, I'm Flameflash. Flameflash.net has a Facebook fan page, though WordPress likes to regularly screw up and not post to the Facebook fan page. Oh well. Twitter's probably better anyway. And that's it. I wish everyone a good night. Enjoy your nightmares of the TSA agent with the cold hands. And I wish you and yours well. Flameflash signing off.